first summer symposium 2 days before I was supposed to be on a plane to Denver, Colorado. My grandma died. And nobody knew. I didn't say anything. I didn't know these people. I knew that we had a common thread, but I didn't know who they were. And I felt compelled, probably the second day in, to tell a room full of people I still didn't really know that well that I had lost my grandma, and it was an overwhelming amount of support and just love, just to be there and feel like it was okay to be vulnerable. But I think that more than that, Summer Symposium is like, it's like revitalization time. It's like you go and it's all of those things that you kind of may have lost, or you don't feel so good about the semester, or you don't, you've gone through a lot. It's kind of like they give it all back to you. They give everything that you might have lost or, forgotten, all of those important things, and accountability, and the scholars and then the staff, they all recharge you, and you get recharged, and then it's like, okay, this next semester I'm going to kill it, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to continue to be this person that I know that I am, but you have to, it's nice to be reassured and to be supported and to feel like, all of these people are going toward the same thing that you're going for, but you're not competing with them. They're there to help you. They're your support system. They are, your board of directors. It's amazing to have that, and so I think that Summer Symposium is like that. I don't know the word I'm going for, but it's that. It's that. It gives you all of that back, and then you feel whole again, and then you go out and you change the world.
And practically what that looks like is, it's great. A lot of great things come from it, but practically, just to give you a better idea of what that looks like, 3 to 4 days, and each day there's different components of it. There will be like a panel, 1 or 2 panels in the morning and the afternoon. There will be a first presentation on a particular subject. Each symposium is centered on one of the key pillars: accountability, relentlessness, community, or leadership. And so then each day we have panel discussions, morning and afternoon possibly, as well as a team building exercise. And I still remember my freshman year, we had someone come in to teach a skill as well, and it was constructive confrontation. I loved it, and I used it as soon as I left. So those are kind of some key things while that goes on. But
yeah, and then some of the lessons that the presenters and panelists talk about, like, I've taken with me for like the long haul. There's particularly one person from the last symposium that Joel and I talked about this concept about chasing rabbits. I really won't go into it that much, but like we've had conversations about that for like months, and even now, like. I still, when I'm talking to like other scholars, I'm like, you remember that chasing rabbits thing? I think that's what you're doing. You should probably not do that. Yeah. And so it's kind of like, you go to this thing like for 3 or 4 days, and like it's like the lesson that you learn is so invaluable.
Yeah. I know, like the first year I went there, you do lots of workshops. It's like really reflective, and you do application too. And we did a Myers-Briggs workshop, and I've led a very similar workshop to that twice, more than like 25 kids. 25 students, they're not kids. And like, it's a way to like, so you learn all these skills and like ways to think and applications in your daily life. And like, whether it be a simple like analogy that makes you kind of just check yourself, or something as big as like, I fundamentally want to change how I'm living because of this. Like, you're assessing your priorities. Like, I get goosebumps thinking about the summer symposium just because it's like, it's honestly kind of magical. There's such an energy. Like, you show up and it's like, these are like your best friends that you haven't seen in a year. Yeah. And like, you're just so connected, and like, there's late nights because like, you do stuff all day long. You get up at 7 a.m., but you stay up till 11 or 12 just talking to people, hanging out in the room, and you like wake up in the morning, you go on runs. I remember going on runs last year with him, and it's just like, you just have so much energy, you're doing so much, and you're running all day long, but it's just, I don't know, it's exactly what you need, especially since you're going into the school year. Really, like, it's a jump start that lets you just run right in with all the energy you're going to need to make as big an impact as you can.